Hey, you guys, it's been so long since I've been alive. You will not believe the whistle blowing I'm about to do. I am going to tell you something that you might not believe, but I have the proof in my hand. If you've ever been curious as to what the requirements are to get a mercantile license to play guitar on the Atlantic City Boardwalk, I will tell you what the requirements are. And after I tell you that, please, you be the judge on whether or not I'm going to get my permit. All right. So, here are 3 forms that I need to fill out if I am to get this permit. Okay, first of all, they call this beach/boardwalk entertainers. And this is, you give your standard, name, address, date of birth, blah, blah, blah. Type of entertainment for you will be performing. And you can choose from musician, puppeteer, magician, comedian, juggler, unicyclist, sword swallower. Ooh, let me turn this off. Hold on a second. Sorry about that, you guys. You can also choose from unicyclist, sword swallower, clown, and dancer. Well, I've seen sword swallowers on the Atlantic City Boardwalk, but I don't think that's the kind you're talking about. So it says now, mind you, I am supposed to be applying for a permit to perform on the boardwalk, but this says here, entertainers will be permitted to perform on the city beach on platforms which are located between the boardwalk and the sand dunes, and then only from 10 a.m. until 10 p.m. And it says, no entertainer shall store, maintain, hide, etc., any of their property on City of Atlantic City property. All performances shall be done on the City of Atlantic City built platforms at the locations described as follows. And it starts up at the inlet between New Jersey Avenue and Delaware Avenue. That's up past Ocean, I believe, or around. No, that's around the Snake Pit, arcade. Between North Carolina and South Carolina Avenues, between New York and Ocean Avenues, between Georgia and Florida Avenues, and in front of Brighton Park. That's where the Claridge is. Notice it doesn't say anything about the area around Boardwalk Hall where I like to play. And also, you guys need to know something. We did have these platforms built. They were built 3 or 4 years at least before the pandemic. If these were ever in use, I don't know about it. Can you imagine trying to get any kind of money at all when you're on a platform on the beach and people have to literally either throw money over the railing and hope it gets to you, or get sand in their shoes and go on the beach just to approach you? Plus, there wouldn't be any shade at all. I would have to wait until literally sundown to go and do this. If these platforms don't even exist, so they're giving you a paper featuring something that you're supposed to agree to that does not exist. And you ask any local Atlantic City person, anybody who's been here since before the pandemic, and they will tell you, hey, you guys, hello, I'm here. And I'm sorry, I don't know that I have any masks right now. By the way, I know that this can be taken down at any time, so in a few minutes after this stream ends, I'm going to go and I'm going to back this up because I don't trust YouTube. But anyway, here's some more of what the requirements are to play guitar on the boardwalk, even though this doesn't even allow you to be on the boardwalk. Okay, you need to. All right. Oh, you want to know about the money that this costs? All right. You need to. Oh God, where is this? Okay, you need to get the supply photo identification, which is a driver's license, government ID, or passport. Here's the fees. $25 application fee. $20 fingerprint application. $50 for the license fee. Then, because you have to get a background check and they have to check out your fingerprints and everything, there's an additional $41. Okay. And mind you, this is going to happen probably every year. But then it gets even better. Then you have to take out at least $100,000 worth of insurance. And you have to make sure to name the City of Atlantic City is exempt from, you can't sue them or anything. You have to be totally exempt from any guilt. If anything happens to you, you can't blame the city of Atlantic City. And this insurance also, I guess, protects any passersby or something. Even though if you're on the goddamn beach, I don't know how any passersby are going to get injured. And if I would be forced to be in the sun, I would be injured. Um, so yeah, it says if you're paying by check or money order, they should be made payable to the city of Atlantic City. All applicants must be fingerprinted, for which is that there is that fee of $41, and must successfully pass a background check prior to licensing. All of this to be a musician on the Atlantic City Boardwalk, that according to these papers do not even allow you to be on the boardwalk. Oh, and another thing, I showed my mother this as soon as I got in. All the things you're supposed to agree to, it says on the back of this where it says that you're going to be performing on these platforms. You're not even supposed to be on the boardwalk itself. On the back it says, schedules, performance locations, and rotation schedule will be supplied by the mercantile office. So you would actually be put on a schedule and you would be told which area you would be in. It wouldn't be your choice. It wouldn't be, oh, I'll let you be closest to your home so you feel safe. No. It would be according to them putting you on schedule. And they wouldn't care if, oh, I can't be in the direct sun. You know, what if they said I had to be there right at 10 a.m.? According to this gives away my rights to be in the area that is safest and most convenient for me. This, according to all this paperwork, takes away my right to decide for myself. Say I had a doctor's appointment, or say my mother had some kind of a medical emergency and I needed, obviously those would be my big priority. But according to this, I would have to take my schedule. And with those few spots and all the people playing music on the boardwalk, can you even imagine? So, and I have no idea what the insurance would cost. I understand $100,000. Obviously, you're not paying $100,000, but still, even if you're paying monthly, now I can spend a bunch of money on doing all this, which, by the way, I would have to take out a loan. And I'm going to guess that I won't have my mother's credit rating because I don't exist in the world in which probably, in a way that most of you probably do, because I don't have my name on a whole bunch of bills, and I'm just not in society the way probably most people are. So I can either take a very risky loan to make the requirements for this, or I could find that used school bus and relearn to drive. And I'm going to guess that my vision is good enough to drive because I went and got glasses, which I don't see any different far away than I do without them. The only thing that they are any good for is reading. Oh, if you want to see them, I'll show you. Ah. These are, I'm warning you, you guys, these are ugly, but I could not, when you're poor, they give you a very limited selection of frames. And I wanted, you know, what President Biden has. But these things, do I look intelligent? Let me find a mask for you, Amir. You know, I'm glad that you haven't forgotten about me. I really am. Let me see. You know, I threw out some masks. I've been getting rid of a lot of things. I'm really pissed off that I had a bunch of clothes here in my chest of drawers, which this thing is mounted under. And the mice got into things, and it's got all kinds of shredded paper on things and mouse poop on things, and I had to rewash things. I've been trying for years now. I've been packing my things away, and I've been putting things in the front room that I called the grow room, you know, to protect them against any eventuality so that my things would be safe when I was ready to move. And now it's so hard to find things because the lights don't work there, and the landlord is basically a slumlord. We haven't had pest control in, 3 months? And the things that I protected and I packed away, I can't find them because it's too dark back there, and the light doesn't work. Half the electrical outlets don't work in this building. It's really a challenge. Let me see if I can find any of those damn masks. Hold on, let me see. Oh. Yeah, I don't think any of the masks are here, hon. Uh, yeah. Yeah. There's only one mask that I can see right now. Oh, I don't know if you guys got to see my outfit. Oh, I got a new belly ring. Well, actually, I got it like 3 months ago, but I haven't had a way for you to see it. These are pot leaves, and it's green and yellow and red, and they're danglies. Okay, this is the only mask that I can find in my room. You know, it's been so long since I wore them. Oh, thank you, Amir. Uh, yeah, this is the first time I've gone live, in a long time. And the reason why I'm going live tonight is because there's no more space in this little tablet. See, this is just a medical mask. It's totally useless. So what do you think of my new guitar? But you guys think it would be practical for me to get that license, especially when I've caught these police and these officials in so many lies. From the one cop saying they don't make the licenses anymore, and then somebody else saying that there used to be a separate panhandler's license, but it was cheap as $5. So did you hear the news? I went to City Hall today. And I got there just before 3:30, which was the cutoff time, and they asked me if I had the paperwork filled out, and I told them nobody told me anything about any paperwork. So the nice lady gave me all this stuff, all the information about trying to get a permit. Whoops. I don't know what happened, you guys. This is the first time I ever tried using this tablet. I'm thinking I might need to get another tablet. I'll tell you why. Well, first of all, this tablet came only with 32 gigabytes, and it was given to me by some people. Obviously, nothing really important in it, because all the important stuff was in that tablet that I lost. It had all the cat videos in it. But let me show you something. This right here is my new laptop. I'm afraid to have it plugged in. We have a real serious pest problem. And I haven't gotten amplifiers for my guitars because we have a real bad problem, and I don't want my electronics to get ruined. This computer here, it runs Windows 11, and it is so hard. Say I was to film this video on this instead of doing live. I can't just access what I shot in this laptop and put it right onto YouTube, for instance. For some reason, it seems to want me to use the pictures from my OneDrive, which is associated with Microsoft, MSN, my Hotmail and stuff. And because I am up at 99% of the capacity of my Hotmail, I can't put any more in my OneDrive. They have limits of 5 gigabytes of storage space, and if you have lots of pictures, that's nothing. And I'm not about to start paying for more plans. So meanwhile, you know what I got? I got this 6 terabyte Seagate expansion thing. And I backed up my entire YouTube channel. You guys, this is a 6 terabyte drive. It has the plug to attach it to my computer and to the wall. And I already did the Google export thing where you get your data in packets and you just manually download them one after another. I did that. I was waiting for this to come in the mail. I got in the computer on sale, by the way. It was not quite the model I wanted, but because the model I wanted sold out. But the guy I talked to on the phone got me a model that was almost identical to what I wanted, except the keyboard wasn't backlit. Plus, it was $100 cheaper. And I really have to watch my money. But, I just wanted to get things to protect my channel, the data. I figured they were going to pull the plug on me as soon as I appealed that last thing, which I lost, by the way. And the thing is, though, one thing I did do with the tablet that I'm live streaming from, I used up the last tiny bit of storage space to dude, I can't find the mask. It's in another room or something. That's unless it happens to be here. Anyway, I'm going to lose my train of thought, and I really don't want to do that. See, that's the thing is I'm paying attention to what you people are saying on the screen, and then I forget what it was I was going to say. And I have to be very careful what I say in these streams because I know that YouTube's AI, plus a few of you Democrats are probably waiting for me to say something forbidden so you could flag me, and I'm tired of it. But yeah, I was waiting impatiently for all the stuff to use to protect my videos. I got a whole bunch of flash drives of different kinds. This is 128 gigabyte SanDisk. I got just, this holds, anyway, I have a bunch of flash drives that I bought so that I could not only have all the videos on my channel in that big drive I showed you, but that I would also have them in these little things. But Windows 11, they don't seem to have Windows video editor anymore. And why I can't automatically just access the stuff that I shot. So I'm thinking, do I need to buy another crappy tablet, but one that holds more storage room so that I can producing content, even though I fully expected when I lost that appeal that YouTube would impose some kind of a penalty that I couldn't post for like 3 or 4 weeks, during which time they would probably find something that I said 5 years ago and say I broke this rule and that rule. And, there may be some people accusing me of spreading disinformation now, but guess what? I will appeal it because the proof is right in what it says right here. Oh, and it says it wants you to file everything online. But right away, the fact that I don't have the kind of photo ID wants means I can't get it. But I would need, I don't know how much that insurance would be. It would cost so much money. And I need to focus on getting out of here. The city has proven to me that it does not want me. It never wanted me. From the time I was an 11-year-old little girl and I had people, passers-by, thinking I was a hooker, I have had a distaste for this town. This town has never appreciated the real artists and the real musicians, with very few exceptions. And you see, when you try to go about things the right way, getting licenses, following the rules. Oh, and by the way, I was told if I decide to risk getting a ticket, you know what the fines can be? As much as $2,000 a day. And say, what happens if I decide I can't afford these tickets and I decide to do time served, which they do take people to jail for this. Then I would have a record. And that would probably prevent me from having certain opportunities in the other states that I'd want to move to. And it might protect me. It might prevent me from exercising other constitutional rights that New Jersey people generally are not allowed to use. And I think you guys know what those rules are. And don't even say them in the chat room because, I can be guilty of thinking wrong thoughts. And this video might very well be taken down because YouTube is like that. I don't trust YouTube anymore. I used to think of YouTube as my master and my love. But, when you're in the process of having your channel taken down, it's a combination of both being evicted and being made unemployed. And now what the city of Atlantic City is doing, they're making it so that nobody with very few exceptions, can afford to get, especially getting the insurance. Now, I could see if I was the kind of entertainment where you would pull up a chair and sit and watch me for an hour or two or three. But my music is the kind of stuff that you will probably hear and appreciate when you're on your way from here to there. And in which case, why would it make any sense for me to get insurance? And this insurance doesn't protect me. This protects the city and the passers-by. This does not protect me if I get threatened, which I have gotten threatened more than 10 times. This does not protect me in any way. I'm sure uh, I could purchase additional insurance, and I'm sure that I could hire security. And what if the security I hired was ARMED? Would I get in trouble for that? Because I have been in some scary situations while I was filming. So I can only imagine when you're performing. But, all the things that we're not allowed to do. But let's get back to the different kinds of entertainment here. Mimes, clowns, dancers, jugglers, unicyclists, puppeteers, magician, comedian, and sword sawers. I've seen some of that on the boardwalk. On a related note, one of our local radio stations has a comment with people that are coming into town and they get stuck on the expressway and they get stuck on Pacific Avenue, which is the main street parallel to the beach and the boardwalk, and it's also known as the hooker stroll. And people and families get stuck in traffic and they unfortunately see some really despicable things. And how do you shield people from that? And meanwhile, instead of the police, I'm sure we have limited resources, instead of dealing with real crimes, they would rather bother a lone guitar player on the boardwalk. Not the aggressive panhandlers that come up to people, do you have $1? Do you have $5? Not the girls that give the come-ons to the guys. I don't know how the whores do it on the boardwalk. But how am I a threat? I don't drink alcohol. I don't do hard drugs. I don't leave messes. Oh, and as far as other rules here, certain rules that if I were to obey them would put me in jeopardy. Now, one of the last times I had one of my hats stolen, it was starting to get cold, and I was kind of near the Starbucks in front of Boardwalk Hall. And I went to where I actually had I had a laundry cart that had some changes of clothes in hiding and my purse so that I wouldn't have anything stolen. And so, yes, I had to conceal it. So I went for the 30 seconds it took for me to go over there, grab a shirt, put it over my head, and come back to where my hat was supposed to be that somebody had walked off with. And because the hat had a big rock in it, they had to take the rock and they kind of bowled it down the boardwalk. So if I was to obey the letter of what I would be signing to agree to, I wouldn't have any safe place to put my things. And so, what happens if you say put your laundry cart that has your clothes changes, be like, say I had it 5 feet behind me, and then I have my hat and I'm playing guitar and that's in front of me. People, to avoid seeing me or feeling like, some kind of interaction, which I would never initiate, they will go behind me. And behind me may be my purse and my change of clothes or something. Because I'm looking ahead when I'm playing guitar, somebody could take something and rip me off and I would have no way of knowing. Because I have no protection. And according to this, I would not be able to hide things away to protect them because I can't use the City of Atlantic City property, which would be the boardwalk, anything that is not property of the businesses that rent, the storefronts. And until those storefronts, the people are closed, you cannot stash your things over there. And what am I supposed to do? Trust a group of homeless people that I might very well know, but still, trust them to watch my things while I play music? Half of my friends have had experiences where they've gotten ripped off. And speaking of things getting ripped off, let's not forget that tablet with the last year and a half of my YouTube channel that is gone. All those cat pictures, cat videos, things that nobody has ever seen, things I never got a chance to post. But yeah, let me read this for you. This is the City of Atlantic City Boardwalk Entertainers Waiver and Hold Harmless Agreement. This waiver and hold harmless agreement is given to the City of Atlantic City, a municipal corporation and body politic in the state of New Jersey, hereinafter referred to as the city. This waiver and hold harmless agreement is given by my name and address, hereinafter referred to as grantor. I'm grantor. And it says grantor wishes to entertain on the Atlantic City Boardwalk pursuant to City Code Chapter 21 without the creation of a contractual relationship implied or in fact, and grantor, in consideration of the mutual covenants and promises contained herein, hereby agrees for himself or herself, his or her successors, assigns and estates as follows. Grantor waives any and all claims, demands, causes of action, or rights to sue of whatever nature arising out of the city's consent to entertain on the Atlantic City Boardwalk, pursuant to City Code Chapter 21, and grantor hereby assumes the entire responsibility and liability for all damages to person or persons caused by or resulting from any act or omission on the part of the grantor, under or in connection with the specific undertaking or the performance or failure to perform any action contemplated by this undertaking. The grantor shall save harmless and indemnify the city, Atlantic City, from and against any and all claims arising out of or in connection with any and all such damage, real or alleged, and grantor warrants that this waiver and hold harmless agreement constitutes the full agreement between the parties, and that there is no contractual relationship implied or in fact between the grantor and the city rising from entertaining on the Atlantic City Boardwalk pursuant to City Code Chapter 21. But again, if you're tuning in late, be aware that according to this thing that they would have me sign, it does not even allow you to be on the boardwalk at all. According to this, you are supposed to be on little platforms which were constructed 4 or 5 years before the pandemic. Any local will tell you the same. They were never, to my knowledge, used. In other words, in order to follow this, I would have to be on a platform. It says, entertainers will be permitted to perform on the city beach, not the boardwalk, on the city beach, on platforms which are located between the boardwalk and the sand dunes from 10 a.m. until 10 p.m. Oh, by the way, there's no shade on this. I wouldn't be able to do this until the sun literally went down. There are no lights overhead. And how would the people tip you? Throw money over the railing and it would get lost on the beach or blow away? This is no way that I could do this. $141 in fees, then go through the background check, then get the $100,000 minimum of insurance. Again, none of this is benefiting me. Don't you think it would be better for me to just get the school bus and be done with it? Because let's be real here. You know, I'm taking care of my mother. She is 82 years old plus. She's been popping nitroglycerin pills. She hasn't been doing too well. She's sleeping an awful lot, except at night when she hardly ever sleeps. What's going to happen if she's not here? I'll have no place to go. We'll be evicted right away because we won't be able to pay the rent. At least if I get that school bus and have all my things moved in here and get a driver's license, I could get the hell out of Atlantic City. Maybe I could find a place that doesn't make me go through all this just to play music. But I think I do need to get a tablet so that I can try to create content. I don't really like going live. I don't feel comfortable with it because I know that this can be taken down. YouTube will say I said something wrong, or they'll accuse me of lying about this, and I have the paperwork to prove it. You know, how is a person supposed to keep within the law? How is a person supposed to respect the police if they're going to be targeting people? Which, by the way, I found out that one of the cops that actually guards the front of City Hall, he's seen me for 10 years. He'd assumed that I was homeless. Now, I don't mind it if a homeless person around here thinks I'm homeless. I consider that a compliment because that means we're all part of the same tribe. But none of the homeless look like me any more than any of the whores look like I do. But, and I don't think that the public thinks that I'm homeless. I think the public sometimes people are rude and they offer me money thinking I'm a lady of the evening, and I don't think that means homeless. I think that means whore. Occasionally, I'll see people that are cool and they'll realize that I'm some kind of an artistic type, unless, of course, I have the guitar, in which case that'll prove that, you know. But I have this cop that's working what I'm assuming the 4 to 12 shift that basically said that uh, I can't play. He tried to tell me I can be anywhere in Atlantic City except the boardwalk. First of all, what do I want to be in a side street for? I can't block the sidewalk. Oh, and there's a girl that sells shells she decorates that their cops are hassling her. She was up near resorts with her back up against the wall. And the cops said that she was obstructing traffic. There's no way. So they are lying about people. They are making it so that it is impossible to afford the requirements for these things. Who the hell cares about the background check of a goddamn street musician? You guys, you police, and I'm saying this to any cops that are watching this, any mercantile people, because of the title of this, I'm probably going to attract the attention of the city. I try to be fair with how I depict the city. I tell bad things, yes, and when the city is good, I give credit. But I'm telling you, there are so many classes of people that I cannot, in good conscience, recommend ever coming here to try to work and have a living. If you're an artist, if you're anything like me, don't come here. Don't bother. You see how they treat musicians. This is my livelihood, is when I play guitar. I have been threatened by the police. That damn redhead son of a bitch tried twice mess with me. He's the guy that kicked me off of Hard Rock. Who the hell am I hurting playing guitar? You don't stop the horse from sucking dick behind the boardwalk hall. You don't stop the people selling fentanyl and tickets, heroin, cocaine, all these things all around. You don't do anything about that. All the, you have some of those sensors that hear when loud things go off. And you know what I'm saying here. But other than that, you hire all these new cops that don't know who's who. You would rather hassle me when I'm watering the plants in the garden things, the flowers in front of my cat's grave. You'd rather have a cop jacking me up there because it's late at night, because you think everybody can just get their lily white skin in the sun. There's a whole lot of things going on here that aren't right. So no, I can't encourage anybody to come to this goddamn the city. The city has never loved me back. It's never given me a chance. My social life is basically just, it's not, with very few exceptions, my social life is my homeless friends. The few people that I met through going with casino activities and things, and I don't really go to those places anymore. There are so many changes. Everything from Flashback Fridays and Golden Nugget being no longer free but $10 and asking for ID and all that stuff. It's a bunch of middle-aged fuckers. What do you need them to prove that you're 21 for? Most of them are grandparents. This is ridiculous. Don't make it so that there's no way that a person can satisfy the requirements for everything, and then keep on raising the bar. And then half the people that I asked for information about this gave me totally erroneous information. Somebody told me that I could go get a county clerk ID right across the street from City Hall. And guess what? They haven't made them for over 10 years. Somebody else said, they don't make these permits at all. I have caught these city officials and these police in so many lies. One thing I can pretty much guarantee anybody who's watching me, you're not going to catch me in any lies. Except if somebody determines that my opinion is wrong, and you guys already know what my opinions are and how my opinion is against the rules. I haven't lied to you guys once. I get accused of spreading lies, and I can't even talk how I feel. I'm not going to start lying to you now. I haven't lied to you before. But these are all the bullshit requirements you have to play guitar on the Atlantic City Boardwalk, that, according to this, you can't even be on the boardwalk. So I have lost my livelihood, and I'm about to lose my YouTube channel. All right. Anybody give me any recommendations for cell phones? I'm probably going to have to go that route. I want something with a huge storage capacity. Like, do they have such a thing as a terabyte cell phone? And I've never had a cell phone before. I'm used to computers. But this Windows 11 thing that I can't use, because it's too hard taking a video and pictures that I just use and getting it onto YouTube. Oh, and that other little tiny cell phone. Do you want to see a two dinosaur? Here. This is by a company called ZTE. This holds 32 gigabytes. It has a YouTube app that's out of date. I can't, sometimes I can get a Wi-Fi signal, a lot of times I can't. I was hoping maybe I could use this to film with, or live stream or something. I can't find a way to get any video I might shoot with this onto YouTube. I don't know what to do with it. I don't know what to do with cell phones. I've never had one. And I've been curious about certain things they're advertising on TV, like the Samsung flip phone. And I had friends show me their, Google Pixels and say how much they like, and they say that they're like a knockoff of an iPhone. The camera's just as good. But the thing is, things made by Google means it probably would go according to your Google Drive thing, and I'm up to 76% of my Google Drive thing. Just like my OneDrive, I'm filled up. So I would want, and I don't want any more Amazon products because I lost all that stuff with the Amazon Fire tablet, and because I'm not a Prime member, and even if I was a Prime member, I still wouldn't have gotten all my data back. You know, I never told them that I lost my tablet. Maybe they can do something, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I may need to finally break down and get a cell phone. But what am I going to do about what I'm going to use for filming? And if I'm even should bother making these investments? Because how do I know that I just don't have any faith in YouTube anymore, and I'm really afraid that they're going to shut me down soon, and there's nothing I can do about it. Hey, YouTube. YouTube is really bad for the mental health of its creators. It really is. Before, the main stress with YouTube for me was the pressure to stay on my schedule, the pressure to have good content, trying to respond to what people tell me they like and still be true to myself, learning new skills, learning how to edit, learning about lighting, trying to be better at my craft. And I invested so much time in this channel. September 4th will be 12 years on this platform. I now have made, except for the ones that YouTube took down, I have made 775 videos. Okay, that's a whole lot of time and effort investing in something that's about to be taken away from me. Google is the world's largest search engine. When Google bought out YouTube, now, most people, when they're looking to learn about something, they're going to go right on YouTube. They're not going to go on one of these alternative things. If I was famous, they might just put my name in, and maybe videos would show up on this site and this site and that site, whatever. But when I'm still obscure and people are looking for a specific subject, where are they going to look? They're going to look in the biggest search engine where they can get the most content, and that would probably be YouTube. So when you get kicked off of YouTube, it's like taking away your presence, your contact with the outside world. Now, I'm still not talking this Facebook, because when I lost my tablet May 1st, nobody was curious enough to check in on me. There's ways of tracking somebody down. They could have looked up my mother's phone number or found me through people or asked. Nobody was curious enough to find out what the hell happened to me. All they knew is that I dropped off the face of this earth. Now, I know that people have priorities in life. They have families, they have kids, they have jobs, pets, whatever. I understand that. And everybody's health seems to be going down the tubes now if you're of a certain age. I understand that. And there's things that are terrible happening with natural disasters and things. I understand that. But still, all this time, I have not made a post since the 1st of May, since I lost my tablet with all those cat pictures and everything. Keep in mind that people on Facebook know about my cats being dead. They know that I was playing guitar in the boardwalk or whatever. Now I feel so creepy that I was so open with my life to all these people that were not interested, and giving them an inside look at my personal life that they didn't deserve to know. It's one thing my sharing videos with you who watch my YouTube channel. That's different because you have opted in. We have grown to be kind of a community here where I care about you, and I'd like to think you care about me, and we can share information and maybe have some fun in the process. And when I hurt and I share with you my struggles, it lightens the load for me some and maybe helps other people. Maybe if nothing else, you learn not to make some of the same mistakes I made. But yeah, I don't know what to say to Facebook and Twitter. I don't know how to condense all the stuff that's going on in my life into a few words. And I get emotional and I say things like when I'm mad at the police for jacking me up and I say certain phrases and stuff. And I just don't know what to say. Plus, I don't know how to deal with my Hotmail. No matter how much stuff I delete, I only am down to 99%. That's my capacity. So I'm going to have to get my Twitter password again and maybe get my MySpace password again because I haven't been on MySpace in like probably at least a year. So they don't know about the cats being dead or anything. Alright, I've taken up enough of you guys' time. But tell me what you think about tablets and what you think I might consider getting. I want something with at least, I want it to be at least as powerful as the last one I had, but no more Amazon products, no more Chromebooks, nothing with a def date. I don't trust Windows 11. I've never been able to afford Macs. Even though that said, there is an iPad that holds a terabyte, and I think it's about $3,000. But I need to get a bus that I can move into. I can make a house out of. I could fill it with musical instruments. Or is this thing telling me that maybe I should rethink the whole music thing? I mean, what? Because you got to have a place to play. And if the city is doing this to me, this is taking my livelihood. Now, I have no money coming in at all. And some people suggested I go ahead and set up a GoFundMe page. To me, that's like begging. I mean, isn't it better for somebody to do it on behalf of somebody else? And what do I say? Oh, boo-hoo, YouTube's taking me down because I can't keep my mouth shut about politics. Or, oh, I can't afford to be a street musician out here because the licensing and the insurance and everything's too much. I don't know how to resolve this, but I know that I can't waste time because any day the unthinkable can happen and we can be evicted. And my brother will have a place to go. And if we got evicted for some other reason, and my mother could always go into senior living somewhere, but I have no provisions made for me. I don't have the kind of connections here. I lost my employment, and the friends I have here, I wouldn't want to live with them because either they're homeless or they smoke tobacco, and yeah. So that's what's going on in my world, and thank you for tuning in. And now you know what? I don't know how to hold this thing because I don't know where the camera is. But I'm bringing this very carefully. See if there's anything to show you. Oh yeah. This is a fucking joke. And I'm wondering if I didn't get punished for my loyalty to this guy. I don't know what I'm going to do, but anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. And I don't know when I'll talk to you again. Maybe from a different device, who knows. Thank you for your friendship, and don't forget about me, okay? Bye. And I don't know how to turn this off, honestly. Oh crap, I don't know how to. Yeah. I don't know how to turn this off. Yes.